Now we can see in the thumbnail that I'm gonna do something somewhat dumb and something somewhat smart. Let me show you how many gold heads I'm working with first of all. So I've saved up a lot of gold heads. I'm currently sitting at 1419. For those people wondering how I got this many gold heads, I skipped all these new gen commanders. I skipped Wallace, I skipped Belisarius Prime, and I skipped Shajar, however you pronounce her name. So you can see right here, I don't have Wallace unlocked. I don't have Belly Prime unlocked. I did unlock Shajar for chaining. You can see right here, I have her at 511. So I did unlock her for chaining. I put a few heads in her, but you can see I have not touched at all the other legendary commanders that came out this generation. So that's how I have so many gold heads saved up. This is, I'd say, around 7 to 8 months of saving gold heads. So it's not like I just summoned these out of thin air. I've been saving these for quite a while. In this video, I will be maxing Ragnar, and later on, I will be maxing Heraclius, okay? So I'll explain my reasoning as I do them. Let's do Ragnar first, okay? So this is one of the things I showed in my previous videos. This is my ideal 5 March after seeing Ragnar Prime. And I still hadn't decided if Ragnar Prime was worth investing in at the time. I just saw the skills. I was debating between Wallace and Ragnar Prime, and I eventually decided that Ragnar Prime is a lot better just looking at the skills. So this is the setup I'm aiming for, which is a 2 infantry, 2 cav, and 1 archer configuration. And as you can see, some people might do it a little differently. Some people might do 2 archers, 2 cav, and 1 infantry. I think 2 cav is the most important part to have just because cav commanders are very versatile. They offer a lot of damage, a lot of utility. So I'm using William. Some people might use Belisarius Prime, which I also think is good. But the reason I'm not using Belisarius Prime is, 1, I really like William's rage buff, and 2, I think if one of your marches dies while using Belisarius Prime, you lose some of the all damage buffs from Belly Prime generally. So I don't think it's as good as William for me. And also, I was using 4 marches for a very long time, so that's why I decided to go with William instead of Belly. You don't get the full bonus out of Belly if you're only using 4 marches. So I did have William for quite a while. I've been using William for probably like a year and a half now, and I'm very satisfied with this 5 March configuration now. So I think Ragnar will fit very well into my ideal 5 Marches. So I'm just gonna start going for it. That's my reason for Ragnar Prime. I think it is a very, very solid commander, but it's not a commander you want to invest in if you are a one infantry player. It looks like he's more of a 2 infantry player, just because infantry is sort of in a weird spot with like 1 skill damage march and 1 arc formation or smite damage march. So I think it's a good commander, but it's not a first march or first infantry march commander. And you should have all got Ragnar Prime free. As you can see, I didn't get the additional paid versions, but you get them free on day 1. I don't think Young Kingdoms below Season of Conquest got him, unfortunately. So yeah, hopefully you got lucky and got him. I do have him unlocked, and I have an extra few heads from Alliance Mobilization. So we are just gonna go for it. So here we go. I do plan to expertise him and use him in my next KVK. So that's the reason I'm doing it right now, as well as the reason being there's also an event where we're going to get bonus rewards for doing this. But yeah, like I said, this is the reward I get for saving all these gold heads. I think Ragnar Prime is a very strong commander. He'll be meta for probably at least a year, maybe a year and a half, hopefully. So I think he'll be a very good addition to my lineup. For a 2 infantry march, like I said, 1 infantry, I don't think Ragnar fits in there. Probably 2 infantry is where he will do best. So it's just going all over the place skills wise. Usually, like, I get 3, 5, 3, 3. Okay. Anyways, I'm just gonna work on him till expertise, because expertise is where Ragnar really shines. If you don't expertise him, you miss out on a lot of the damage factor. So you definitely need Ragnar. I think is one of the commanders you definitely need to expertise. And seeing all these gold heads go goodbye is a little sad, but you know, it is what needs to be done. Go. And the last one. Now remember, even if you max all these skills, you do have to hit the expertise button at the end, or it will not expertise the commander. So remember to hit the expertise button. There we go. Expertise Ragnar. I still have quite a few gold heads remaining. I'm surprised I didn't get a bundle or anything. I thought I would get a bundle if I maxed that. 744 gold heads remaining. So with that, that sort of rounds up my 5 marches, which I'm going to set right now. Now, it took me some time to configure the marches or set them up. You can see I have my 5 marches, which I'll be using in my next KVK, all set up here now. So, Zug Herman, Scipio primary, Ragnar secondary, Huo William, Luce Alex, and Nev Joan. These are all maxed expertise. As I said, I don't expertise my Huo March, but it is maxed, meaning all the skills are 5 on my Huo. So this is my 5 March, which I'm planning to use. If you're wondering how I got the 750k March, just go to Expedition, or you just pick like the Garrison mode here, 72, and you just unequip all these. You can like set the marches like this. So you can set up to 750. You can even set less than that if you want, like that. And you just sort of slot it in there like that. Okay, that's how you get that 750k troop, which is pretty helpful in KVK. You don't have to set it every time in KVK as well. So that's my 5 March setup, which I'm going to run. Some people did say that Ragnar Primary is better damage-wise, but I think I will be using Scipio Primary just because I prefer the March speed on Scipio and the support tree, as well as it is a little tankier thanks to the talents from the support tree. Mainly emergency protection, which I think is very good still. Emergency protection is very, very good still. A little less good because of Smite Commanders, but it is still very, very solid in my opinion. So I'm probably sticking with Scipio Primary for my 5 March setup, Scipio Ragnar. So there it is. I maxed Ragnar Prime, and now we're going to do something which some people might not like. Okay, now before I do this, let me just start by saying that no average free-to-play. Don't think this is a good idea if you're free-to-play, first of all. I don't even think this is a good idea in my part. Let me explain why I'm doing this. I need a city garrison that I can use to random teleport. And currently my power is pretty low, but I'm probably going to push this to 90 to 95 mil for my next KVK. So I want the ability to random teleport with Hera, as well as an expertise Martel on my wall. So I do want like this is going to be like an anti-swarm city, which I'm going to use Hera CM or Hera Martel. So once again, no one should do this if they're free to play. Even if you're low spender, I don't recommend doing this. I just really at this point think I need a city garrison, which I can use to random teleport. I'm losing a lot of actually kill points by not being able to random teleport. So that is why I've decided to max Heraclius or Hera. Now, do I think this is a good idea? We'll just have to see. Another reason I think I'm going to max Hera is just because I saw this leadership commanders that came out and none of them seem to replace Hera or even be good with Hera. So I decided at this point I'm going to be using CM or Martel, Hera on my wall. And you do need Hera max to be on your wall. It gives a lot of stats, a lot of damage, counterattack. So you do need it. And unfortunately, I'm going to do it. So I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I know I also maxed William, the Cav William. I don't regret this decision, though. I maxed Cav William using gold heads. I don't regret this decision at all. So we'll see if I regret this decision maxing Hera using gold heads. But anyways, once again, if you're free to play or low spender, do not do this. Do not think about doing this. It's not a good idea, but I'm going to do it. So I think I need it once again if I random teleport in 1960, but do not do this, please, if you're free to play. Here we go. Let's unlock the skill counter. And I'm actually going to leave it at 5544. I'm going to explain why in a second. But yeah, avert your eyes. I'm sorry, guys. This is a decision which I've been thinking about for a very long time, actually. I really wanted a city garrison, and I think this will be it for me. Okay. Once again, I don't think Hera will be replaced anytime soon. That's another reason I think I'm going to do this. If anything, I think the next commander that will get replaced is going to be YSS. So, once again, like I said, I'm going to leave it at 5554. And I'll just explain why. One more. Now, I'm going to leave it here for now. The reason being, I do have an MG spot right now. So my MG spot is number 10, which will give me 20 Hera heads. So as you can see, I'm just going to wait on that for now to expertise my Hera. I'm sorry I clickbaited a little bit, but as you can see, I pumped my Hera up with what? 500 gold heads, right? Just right there. I am going to expertise them for next KVK. And on my wall is going to be CM Hera. So this is what I plan for to use next KVK. My Ragnar, which I was going to max for the field, and my Hera, which is going to be for my city garrison. As you can see, my gold heads are about 1,150 gold heads less than what I started with. So this is definitely a big commitment for me to go for maxed Hera as well as maxed Ragnar. Like I said, I'm going to wait on those 20 heads from MG, and then I'm going to use the remaining 60 from Universals. Okay, I'm very sorry to make you see this also. This is the gear I was thinking of running for my city garrison. It's pretty dumb, I know. But here's what I was thinking. My base is mostly mixed troops. I don't have the the luxury to build leadership gear. So I was thinking to just take stats from as much of the each of the troop type as possible. So just looking at my gear, I try to get as much stats for each of the troops as possible. If you look at my troops count actually right now, it's mostly cav and infantry at the moment, mainly because I am using 2 cav and I'm planning to use 2 infantry. So I mainly have infantry and cav. That's what I'm trying to aim for on my gear, for the most part at least. So I definitely need to get more infantry stats on here, but this is what I was aiming for when I looked at my gear. Obviously, it's not the best, right? But when you go for like a mixed garrison, like mixed troop type garrison, you want stats from like all of the troop types, which is why leadership is so good. But I don't have the luxury of crafting a leadership set for my city garrison. I'm mainly field focused. So if I was to take a swarm or a rally, I would try to put on this gear. I'm sorry to make you look at this, and take the swarm or rally or whatever you want to call it. I think I would trade, probably not the best, of course, but it's a garrison which I think would do pretty good in my current KVKs. Maybe not against like the very big Imperiums. I probably would not random against the big Imperiums, but like against like ACs or maybe kingdoms that are not as formidable as 2377 or 1093. I would definitely try to run this with a maxed Hera, like I was saying. So yeah, that's my plan right now. Max Ragnar. I'm gonna max Hera in probably after this MG, and I hope this will help me a lot in my next KVK. I also will be VIP 18 in my next KVK. I plan at my current rate, I'm gonna be VIP 18 in about a month. So probably in another month, I will be VIP 18. 5 marches, hopefully a decent city garrison. I'm definitely gonna improve on this gear. I think this gear is not good enough. So I'll take suggestions from my friends on how to improve this gear. But yeah, that's my current plan. 5 marches using Ragnar, and I am maxing Hera for a city garrison. Now, if you think what I just did was dumb or bad, I understand. There's, like I said, maxing Hera is not something which the average free-to-play should do. And I don't think it's a particularly smart thing to do for most free-to-plays, but I think I will be able to pull it off. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to max or need to max any other commanders. I think for field, I have the best 5 marches, which I want. So there's no use in me putting gold heads into any other commanders at the moment. The next gen cavalry commanders should be about 2.5 months away. So there's no point in me thinking about any other commanders at the moment. That's why I decided it was a good time to max Hera, as well as another commander, because I'll have enough gold heads to max the next gen commander when they come. So I have the luxury of being able to spend 1,200 gold heads right now and just sort of be like, okay, I'm good to go for the next few months, and then I'll be ready for the next gen commanders when they come. But for the average player, the average free-to-play, the average low spender, do not look at this video and think that I can, if he maxed Hera and he's free-to-play, I can do it too. It's not smart. Trust me. You need to be extremely competitive to do what I just did. So please do not look at this video and think that it's a good idea to max Hera, because I've been thinking about this for a long time and I finally decided on it. But yep, that's it. I just wanted to update you on what I was planning to do for this upcoming KVK. And most likely 1960 is, of course, planning to match with another Imperium. I'm sure there's some news drifting around. But our next KVK pop should be interesting. That's why I decided to go a little more risky with my Hera max, as well as getting a 5th march, because I do want to squeeze out as much kill points as possible. And yeah, that's it. I wanted to update you guys on spending 1,200 gold heads on Hera as well as Ragnar. Oh, another reason that I maxed Ragnar, sorry, just to point out, another reason I maxed Ragnar was to finish this Will to Skill event. You get 1 legendary material, skill reset, decent amount of speed ups, as well as gems. So there's another reason to max Ragnar if you're on the fence. Like I said, 2 March infantry for Ragnar. But yeah, anyways, that's all I wanted to showcase for this video. It's a very hefty investment for me, but I think it'll pay off long term. Anyways, the next video will be about a continuation of my gear video, mainly talking about iconic tiers and awakening, as well as maybe a bit of refining. But mainly it'll be talking about awakening. You can see my boots. I'm a big fan of awakening boots. So we'll be talking about what I think is best priority to awaken for free to play, iconic tier wise. Yeah, until next time.